The Law Show, 890 AM WLS.
Welcome back to The Law Show. I'm attorney Brian Dailey, broadcasting live from high atop the Law Show studios in the Windy City, Chicago on 890 AM WLS. You all know that I broadcast every single Saturday at 10 a.m., giving free legal advice, great free legal advice to your legal questions, saving you the time and trouble of taking time off work to go in to see a lawyer to see if you've got a case. You can just call us at 855-529-7469. If you're nearby a computer, you're going to be nearby a computer for the next little while. You want to go to your computer and tune into thelawshow.com and click on the link to watch live, and you'll see yours truly answering legal questions right now, right here in my studio in the Windy City, Chicago. We talked a little bit earlier about what you have to do when you have a legal claim. You may not know if you've got a legal claim. You just may have a suspicion that you do. Maybe you were sent a bill that you don't owe. Maybe somebody's trying to collect a debt that's beyond the statute of limitations. Maybe you went to a doctor and a doctor didn't do the right surgery. You know, there are those stories out there about doctors who maybe are going to perform an amputation and they take off the wrong leg, or they do the wrong procedure, or they use the wrong medication. Years and years and years ago, I had a lawsuit against a doctor in a hospital in Michigan for injecting my client's wife with the wrong dye, and it killed her instantly. So there is no medical malpractice crisis except in the minds of insurance carriers. And I would encourage everybody who thinks that they've been a victim of medical malpractice or a car accident or a slip and fall, or maybe you've been discriminated against at work, maybe you've been attacked by an animal. I'm not sure what it is, but get in touch with a good law firm to find out what your legal rights are, and more specifically, how much time you have to bring that case, because there are things called statutes of limitations. I'm here right now answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-LAW-SHOW, 855-LAW-SHOW. If you really don't want to come on the air, you can send your question to questions@thelawshow.com, and I'll answer those if we get time. But typically we have so many calls, we have to get to the calls first. I want everybody to know that if you don't get through by the end of the segment on 890 AM WLS, we have the Law Show Extra. Stay tuned at thelawshow.com, and we'll be continuing to answer your questions at 855-LAW-SHOW. And we are going to go to the phones right now. We're going to talk to, it looks like, Dimu. Dimu, welcome to the Law Show.
Excuse me. I have a question. I recently filed for Chapter 13 surrender, and my case is confirmed. It was for my investment property.
Okay.
And I had a mortgage outstanding for $272, and the house is worth not even $100,000 now.
Okay.
And I had a legal counsel, and they did the Chapter 13 surrender, and the case is confirmed. Now, that property is going under foreclosure.
Yes.
And my question is there anything else I need to do in order for me to get cleared from the title?
Well, when you say that your Chapter 13 bankruptcy was confirmed, what do you mean
Correct.
by that? You mean that it was accepted, that they're running it through a Chapter 13? Typically what happens in a 13 is you go to the bankruptcy court and say, I'd like to reorganize. And they don't eliminate all your debt, they just eliminate some of your debt. So are they saying that they're eliminating the debt from this investment property once the foreclosure is finished?
Right. All my debts are not, I had lots of credit card debt and things like that. All those things I had to pay 100% except the investment property.
And how much do you have to pay of the investment property?
I had a $272 loan and left on it.
Okay, so let's say they foreclose and they sell it for $100,000. Is your bankruptcy lawyer telling you you're still on the hook for the $172,000?
No, they said it is a surrender.
All right, so they took the property off your hands, sort of a deed in lieu is what you're saying.
To be honest with you, I don't know what exactly.
Did the bank waive its right to go after you for the deficiency?
I didn't get any confirmation or anything from the bank, no.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. We never, and I mean never, recommend a Chapter 13. And the reason why we never recommend a Chapter 13 is because a Chapter 13 doesn't necessarily eliminate all your debts. It takes too long. There's too long a plan. What we recommend is that people go through a Chapter 7. But maybe you're not qualified for a Chapter 7. Can I ask you what your income is? Is it over $100,000?
Yes, I was not qualified for the Chapter 7.
Okay, so my guess is that they have not waived the right to go after your deficiency. Have they filed foreclosure yet?
No, it is called Chapter 13 surrender. They told me that I'm surrendering the property, basically saying I don't need it anymore or something like that.
Right, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the deficiency. That's what my point is.
Oh,
So you need
okay.
to listen. You need to circle back to your lawyer and find out what your lawyer's position is on it. Okay. And if
Okay.
he says or she says, yeah, you're completely wiped out. You don't have to pay the additional money on that piece of property once they go through foreclosure, then you're home free. But ask him to put it in writing. If he won't put it in writing, then you need to stop and see another lawyer and find out exactly what the deal is. Now, in Illinois, there's foreclosure. There's what we call judicial foreclosure, and there are some circumstances under which, when they file a foreclosure, if you surrender the property in the foreclosure court, then you can avoid the deficiency. But you have to go through a particular procedure. So once they file that foreclosure lawsuit against you and serve it on you, you need to get to counsel right away so that they can find out what's going on with the situation so they can avoid that deficiency for you, because it sounds like you're collectible. What's your occupation?
I'm a computer engineer.
Okay, and you make over $100,000.
I don't make, or I make between 70 and 80.
Okay. Do you have dependents? Do you have children and wife?
Yes, I have 2 children and my parents.
Did they, when you went to your bankruptcy lawyer, did they put you through the means test, or did they just tell you don't qualify?
For the Chapter 7, I did not qualify. Then they did a Chapter 13, and it was confirmed in December.
Okay, well, you have some more questions to ask of your lawyer, and if your lawyer doesn't have the answers for you, call us right away, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-LAW-SHOW. That's 855-529-7469. You can also email your questions to questions@thelawshow.com. And if you're near a computer, you're going to be near a computer in the next little while. You want to tune in to thelawshow.com and follow the link to watch live, and you will see yours truly answering legal questions right now. I want to also invite you to go to the Law Show website if you have questions of other areas of the law. And we have a tremendous number of videos that we have placed on there from previous law shows. And you can also search Brian Dailey out on YouTube, and you can see some of the things that we've talked about in prior law shows, and they'll probably help you out as well. It's 855-529-7469. We're going to talk to Kathy. Kathy, welcome to the Law Show.
Yeah, I'm calling about an estate that was just settled. My mother passed away in 2009. The estate by the lawyer that was the executor just finalized right before Christmas. All we got was a paper that she filed. Well, you know, with the county, I guess it was, and I didn't understand it. I called her, and she said, "Well, we've finalized your mother's estate." And she went into they finalized it that she had a deficit. What was it? A deficit estate or something that.
What that means is that there's not enough money to pay the debts.
Right. Well, all that I understand. The thing is, I called and I questioned it because I was the power of attorney prior to my mother's death, and I knew all of her affairs. I was handling them. No, she did not have a large. She had a very small estate. The thing is that she had in assets there the $16,000. The lawyer charged $20,000 as her fee. I could not even get this information. I had to call, and she said that she had. I said, "Could I please just have a itemized statement of your, you know, of the withdrawals and the deposits into her estate account while she was handling it?" I couldn't get it. And she said, well, I gave you what we give everybody. I told her that I don't care about what she gives other people. This is what I would like. There were 3 heirs. I had a very hard time. Then I finally called back again, and she was avoiding me. I couldn't get through to her. And finally I told the secretary.
Kathy, what's your question?
It was in her best interest to talk to me. And then she came on the phone immediately.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Uh-huh.
What's your question for me?
I'm sorry, what?
What is your question?
Well, I wanted to know. My mother never owed anybody. It's preposterous that she could have a bill for $20,000.
Who was your? Hold on, Kathy. Hold on.
Current bills that the
Kathy.
Current.
Kathy.
She didn't owe anybody.
Kathy.
And I'm very upset that she's.
Kathy,
went to her grave and
slow
on
down.
The record
Kathy, slow down.
Is that she was a deadbeat? That
Kathy,
she had a default.
Kathy,
and
Kathy, slow down, okay?
Anybody, and I've got.
Looks like we're having some trouble there. Kathy, you're going to have to call me back at a different time when we can spend a little bit more time with you and give you the answer that you're looking for. I'm sorry that we cannot do that at this moment. We're going to keep with the phones at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. We're going to talk to Joe right now. Joe, welcome to the Law Show.
Hello, how are you today?
Good. What can I do for you, Joe?
Yes, my granddaughter loaned some money to a friend, and the first loan he paid her back.
Okay.
And he got in trouble again with the law.
Okay.
And she loaned him some money to bail him out of jail.
Yeah.
And she didn't get anything in writing about that he would pay her back, but he promised verbally that he would pay her back.
Okay, Joe, let me ask you.
Now he refuses to pay her back.
Joe, Joe,
yes.
let me ask you a question. Did your granddaughter give him the money directly, or did she go post the bond?
I believe she went to post a bond.
Okay, she should be able to get that money back by going to the court and saying, hey, that's my money, I want it back. If they take that for fines and costs, and she wasn't there to object to that, then she's going to be out of luck. But what is your question for me? How do you collect that?
How do we collect that?
How much was it?
It was around $4,000.
Go to small claims court, okay?
Okay.
If you want some help on that procedure, you can call on Monday during regular business hours, and Brian Russell will explain to you exactly how to do a small claims action, okay?
Okay.
Do you know what that number is?
Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. Do you know what the number is?
Have a good day now.
You too. Happy Easter. We're going to
Thank
continue
you.
answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. That number works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's always on my person, and I will answer that phone if you have a question. If you got an emergency, please call me. We actually have a prompt on the phone message, phone mail message that tells you how to tell me about an emergency, and we'll get somebody on your case immediately. You can send your questions to questions@thelawshow.com. You can call us during regular business hours. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate everybody in the Chicagoland area tuning in to The Law Show, because it's you folks who make me successful and make this show successful, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We have great lawyers. We have great listeners. We have great clients out there. It's a great weekend, bright, sun shining, and I think it's going to be an enjoyable weekend. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. We'll be right back after these short messages. Please listen.